There was a time long ago when mankind walked in harmony with nature. Our feet, unburdened by shoes, touched the earth, absorbing its energy. Our hair, long and uncut, acted like roots, tuning into the soft hum of life itself. We listened to the trees, to the animals, even to the wind and rivers, all singing in a vast and intricate symphony. But those days are distant memories, forgotten by most. Lucas had never given much thought to the connection between himself and the earth. He spent most of his days inside, hunched over his computer, headphones in, blocking out the world with music that only seemed to distract him from a growing sense of emptiness. He was a musician, yes, but lately the notes felt hollow. No matter how many hours he spent playing, the music wasn't coming. Frustrated and lost, Lucas decided he needed a break. He packed up his guitar and headed out of the city. Maybe some time in the forest would clear his mind, help him find the inspiration that had been eluding him for months. It was early morning when he arrived, the sun casting long, dappled shadows through the trees. The air smelled fresh, crisp, untouched by the smog of the city. Lucas wandered deeper into the woods, his guitar slung over his back, his mind wandering aimlessly. He found a small clearing near a stream, where the gentle murmur of water blended with the soft rustling of leaves. It was peaceful here, and for the first time in weeks, he felt himself relax. He sat down on a rock, letting the guitar rest on his lap. Slowly, almost hesitantly, he began to play. Simple chords at first, nothing special, just letting the strings carry the sound. But something about the way the notes echoed in the clearing made him pause. They didn't just float into the air, they seemed to resonate with the world around him, as if the trees were vibrating with the same frequency. Curious, Lucas adjusted the tuning of his guitar, listening closely to the forest, as if trying to match the hum beneath the surface. As he strummed again, the music felt different, richer, fuller. There was a depth to the sound that hadn't been there before. And then he heard it, a soft, almost imperceptible melody. It wasn't coming from his guitar. It was something deeper. He closed his eyes, letting the music wash over him. It was as though the forest itself was singing, a low, harmonic vibration that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. The trees, the earth, the stream, they were all part of the same song. His heart pounded in his chest as the realization hit him. This wasn't just music, this was the song of nature, the very hum of life itself. Lucas's breath caught, and for a moment he could feel it. Not just hear it, but feel it. His body tingled as if a soft current was flowing through him, connecting him to the earth beneath his feet, to the air around him. Suddenly, the world seemed alive in ways he had never understood before. The trees weren't just trees, they were conscious, aware, watching him. The stream wasn't just water, it was alive, singing softly in harmony with the wind that whispered through the leaves. For the first time in his life, Lucas realized how disconnected he had been. All the noise, the phones, the schedules, the distractions, had drowned out this quiet, powerful melody. And yet, it had been there all along, waiting for him to listen. Lucas stood up, slowly walking through the clearing, his fingers brushing the bark of the trees. He could feel the pulse of life beneath the surface. It was subtle, but it was there, a gentle rhythm that matched the beat of his own heart. He paused, his feet drawn to the earth as if the ground was calling him forward. Without knowing why, he took off his shoes. The sensation was immediate, a warmth spreading through his body, grounding him as though the earth itself was embracing him. His mind cleared, the worries and frustrations melting away as the song filled his entire being. Then he felt it, a pull, an invitation. Something was guiding him deeper into the forest, urging him forward. He walked with purpose, his steps light and certain, as if the path had been laid out just for him. The trees parted before him, revealing a hidden glade. In the center, a crystal-clear hot spring shimmered in the sunlight, steam rising gently from the water's surface. Lucas felt a deep warmth radiating from it, not just in temperature, but in energy, inviting him closer. Without hesitation, Lucas stripped off his clothes, the weight of modern life falling away with each discarded item. The air was fresh, cool against his skin, but the water beckoned with a comforting warmth. He stepped into the spring, the heat enveloping him like an embrace, soothing his muscles and calming his mind. As he sank deeper into the water, he felt as though he was being held by the earth itself. A breeze stirred the leaves, and for the first time he heard it. A voice, soft as a whisper, carried on the wind. "You have forgotten." Lucas closed his eyes, letting the words wash over him. He didn't know who or what was speaking, but he felt its presence everywhere. In the water, the trees, the sky. Nature was talking to him gently, without anger or judgment. As he lay back, floating on the surface of the spring, visions began to form behind his eyelids. He saw glimpses of the past, his own childhood, running barefoot through fields, laughing in the sun. He saw his grandparents tending their garden, their hands in the soil, so connected to the earth. The images shifted. He saw the world from the perspective of nature itself. Rivers winding through ancient forests, mountains standing tall under a sky of stars. He felt the quiet patience of trees, the way they had witnessed centuries pass, their roots deep in the earth, unfazed by the rush of time. And then he saw the damage, the cities, the pollution, the concrete that had covered the soil, cutting humans off from the ground beneath them. He saw the forests burning, the rivers drying up, the earth suffering under the weight of human indifference. Yet, despite all this, nature wasn't angry. There was no bitterness, no malice, only a deep, abiding patience. A love that endured, waiting for humanity to remember the connection it had lost. "I am always here," the voice whispered. "Behind every tree, beneath every stone. I am in the wind, the rain, the earth beneath your feet. I give and I give, even when you have forgotten." Lucas opened his eyes, staring up at the sky. For the first time, he truly felt it. The presence of something far greater than himself. Something that had always been there, waiting for him to listen. As the warmth of the water enveloped him, he realized that nature had never abandoned humanity. It was humans who had turned away. But here, in this moment, he felt the connection restored. He wasn't just a visitor in the forest. He was part of it, part of the living world, connected to the earth and sky in ways he had never understood before. The water seemed to pulse gently around him, as if acknowledging his realization. Nature wasn't angry, but it was asking for something. Asking him to remember, to share what he had felt, to help others rediscover the connection they had lost. Lucas sat up slowly, the water rippling around him. He looked around the glade, now bathed in the golden light of the setting sun, and felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. He had come here seeking inspiration, but what he had found was something far deeper, a connection to the world, to nature, to life itself. As he dressed and prepared to leave, Lucas made a silent promise to himself. He would return to the city, but he would not return the same. He would help others see what he had seen, feel what he had felt. Nature's song was still playing, and it was time for humanity to listen once more. Take a moment to reflect on how connected we once were to the earth, and how easy it is to forget that connection in the rush of daily life. Nature has always been there, patiently waiting for us to remember our place within it. As you drift off to sleep, imagine the feel of soft earth beneath your feet, the quiet whisper of trees around you. Nature is always there, ready to embrace you, if you take the time to listen. For now, rest in the gentle embrace of the natural world and let it guide you into peaceful sleep. There is no rush. You are safe. You are warm. You are ready to fall into a long and deep sleep. Good night.